How you guys going?
Really good.
Yeah?
Like, we've been expanding at such a rapid rate that we're just taking walls down, so we just keep
gradually
taking
knocking down
another wall
walls.
down as our groups get like bigger and bigger.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's pretty good that we've got the space up there to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you were on your own first.
Yeah.
And then you came on board.
I did, yeah.
When did you come on board?
So I came about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I was working at like Satori Women's Health Club on Unley Road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just when I finished.
Yeah.
Like, so I finished my law degree and then was starting to do PT and then just transitioned from like working at desk over to becoming a PT.
It's the best thing ever, hey?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, because I was an architect before this.
Yeah.
This is my 9th year now, so...
And don't you always get the question, like, as if you're not being an architect? Like,
yeah.
it's not even a comparison.
What do you do in between your jobs? That's the other question.
Yeah. I think they don't see the back end of our lives. You know, we work extremely hard at the back end. We don't show it to our clients.
So much that goes on behind that half an hour.
Yeah, so... So what you guys been working on? Sort of...
Our projects.
Yeah,
like
projects.
projects.
What have you been teaching clients? I think you mentioned about some body dysmorphia.
Yeah, well, that's probably like our main focus. Like when Grace and I first sat down and we were talking about where we wanted to sit in the market and who we wanted people. Like what people wanted to see when they would first look at Grace and I.
Yeah.
Like our whole entire concept is the fact that we're trying to change the way that females look at themselves and what sort of lifestyle they have to lead, like so not falling into a niche where they have to go on extreme diets or extreme fat loss trends or anything like that. About creating a balance, going out and having a few drinks with your friends on the weekend, but doing it in moderation, so you're not doing that extreme yo-yoing back and forth. I think girls in particular and females are just, and particularly our demographic, so that 18 to like 30 block, are so hard on themselves, like so critical about every single thing about them. They look at an Instagram picture and they see this fitness model and they think, well, I'm meant to look like that, why don't I look like that? And so we're just trying to mold it and try and get females to be a bit more positive and like respecting that what they look at the mirror is pretty awesome in itself. So that's sort of the avenue we're going down.
And being able to maintain it as well, so that it's not something that's unachievable and, you know, it's something that they can continue for the rest of their life, you know, with their eating and their exercise. So it's not ridiculous amounts of exercise and on a strict diet. And
you're not on a diet, it's your lifestyle. This isn't like I'm going to go on a fat loss like challenge for this many weeks or anything. This is your forever thing, and we say that to clients when we sit down. We're like, this isn't a quick fix. This isn't, I'm going to give you an extreme diet, you're going to calorie restrict completely and you're going to exercise like an animal 24/7. This is like you're sitting down, you're going to love every second here, you're going to enjoy being here, and you're going to stay here for life. This isn't a quick fix in any what so means.
And that's like a holistic approach.
100%.
There's so much pressure in social media these days, like Facebook, Instagram, and everyone's to be everyone. And I just did a reflection with my girls the other day, and they reflected back on how much they transform mentally and not by body.
100%.
I reckon that's actually the most important thing out of everything, just actually changing a whole mindset. And how you think about food and how you think about, you know, when you look in the mirror and all those things.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to weed out of females though, because constantly, like, you're sitting on your phone, you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, and you're looking at a person that society is saying that you should look like. Society is saying that you should weigh this much, you should look like this, your hair should be like this, you should do makeup and all of those things. And so it's really hard for a female to then look at that picture. God knows how many filters, how many hours that person is in the gym. Like, you don't know the backstory to how that person got to that place, or genetics might be in their favor. But they look at that picture and then they look at themselves in the mirror and they're just constantly picking on little things like, oh, I want to lose weight here. Oh, I wish my hair color was like this. Oh, I wish I was that person.
Yeah, yeah.
So like we're trying to make it that you look at the mirror and like even if you just pick one thing for that day that you really love about yourself, like you look at yourself and you think, God, my hair looks fabulous today. Like
Yeah.
just something like a little bit. It's funny how much that can help just weeding out those negative thoughts that always just straight away look at it and look at the imperfections. Take a second and look at something like positive, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
cool.
amazing as well how many women are fixated just on being a specific weight. Like
Yeah.
I literally have had 2 girls today.
Yeah.
One's a new client, one's an existing client, saying, how much should I actually weigh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, it's got nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
You should go by how you feel and how your clothes feel and fit, and how you
Because
feel.
once they reach that goal weight,
they can't
do
go
next.
where they go
Yeah.
rest. So
Yeah.
that's why I celebrate my clients as in more strength. It's like
Yeah.
how many push-ups you've
Yeah.
done, and I think you celebrate that more than just a goal
definitely.
weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Fitness challenges rather than the
Yeah.
weight loss or centimeter loss.
Yeah.
I think a number, like trying to teach people that a number doesn't define them is like one of the hardest things you
Yeah.
possibly can do. But
yeah.
I think most people will be like, oh, I've got to weigh like 50 kilos or I've got to weigh like 60 kilos, and they get that in their head. Fair enough if it gets you going in the start, why not? But
Yeah.
don't get lost in it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because like you see, like I think females is a big thing. Hey, like it's bigger than sort of males. Like the pressure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to be like needs to be like that. Even partners,
Yeah.
I think.
I just think females overanalyze absolutely everything. If they have like a bad day of eating, they will think about it and digress it for maybe a week.
Yeah.
Like that meal. No, but it's
Yeah,
like
it's
it's so true. Like these females will like eat. They'll have a really bad day and they'll eat. God knows what. It doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
they'll think about it all week. They'll be like, oh my God, like I can't believe that I ate this. I don't think that
Yeah.
males have that same connection with food
No.
as females
Yeah.
do. You guys eat a meal and it's sort of like, oh look, it was a
Gains.
cheat meal. Yeah, gains. That's it.
Right.
Whereas females are like, oh my god, I'm like freaking out. I've got to exercise more. I've got to restrict my food.
Yeah.
Like
Or
I've got to
thinking
cut.
of it as like a bad day,
Yeah.
you know, like that's
Yeah.
I think the worst. And people, you know, they might have a meal that's not the best,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then they'll be like, oh, stuff it, like I'll just eat bad the rest of the day.
It's a
'cause I've had
write-off.
one bad. Yeah.
So what are other things that you do to combat that? Like the things that you set your clients
Well, like one of the,
for success.
I think the biggest thing is like for our group of like females
Yeah.
drinking on the weekend.
Yep.
Starting to look at the fact that if you, let's say, have a really big night on the Saturday night,
Yep.
wake up the next morning and don't say, oh God, I'm so hungover, I'm just going to eat so much greasy food, I'm going to eat like indulge for the rest of the day because it's a write-off.
Yep.
Instead say, okay, yeah, I had a bad night, my body needs to be getting out of these toxins, like so obviously like alcohol will stay in your system for 8 to 12 hours, so
Yep.
anything you eat around it's pretty much being stored into fat, particularly greasier foods. So saying to yourself, okay, I'm going to eat clean today. I'm going to go out, I'm going to choose something like a banana-based smoothie from a health food shop so I can get that vitamin B. Like try and make smart choices the next day rather than going into that tumbling effect, because then
Yep.
Sunday turns into a Monday and then Monday turns into Tuesday. So like a little tip is just being like, okay, being prepared. Yes, I may feel hungover. Yes, I may not feel too great, but making smart choices the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. That's just sort of like you just give them a text or just talking through the PT.
Well,
Yeah,
just
so
even
that's
talking
okay.
before it even
Yeah.
happens. Like
Yeah.
we're so realistic about the fact that you're gonna go out and you're gonna drink and you go and party with your friends. Like, don't beat yourself up and don't stay at home for the rest of your life. Do it in moderation. If that's not the case, then have a backup plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, yeah, drinking is obviously one of the biggest things that affects,
Yeah.
like, a lot of females. I guess males as well, but yeah. I think so many personal trainers are like, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't drink, you can't do anything.
And then
That's
the
not
clients
life.
are like
Yeah, I
terrified
think-
to like come to them.
Yeah.
I think if you say can't to a person,
Yes.
Yeah.
or they'll push you back.
Yeah.
Oh damn, this is closed.
Ah.
Damn.
Actually, I came here last time to meet someone and it was closed as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
We'll go back to McGill. I purposely missed McGill so we had more time to chat.
Ah.
just enjoy our company so much
Yeah, that's it. It's just a nice day.
It is actually. It was freezing.
It's
this
quite
morning.
deceiving, the sun, but when you step outside, it's cold. So
It's a bit fresh. It's like at the snow. Like you look outside and it looks all beautiful,
Yeah.
and it's just absolutely freezing.
So what kind of programs do you say, like a person that's struggling for weight loss and things
Yeah.
like that? What type of programs do you
So
sort
like
of do?
mainly like for instance if I've got like weight loss clients or
Yeah.
even just for conditioning and starting off, like it's 3 sessions a week.
Yeah.
So I have groups in particular that come 3 times a week in small groups, maximum is 5 in the group.
Yep.
So legs will be sort of a focus on strength and also plyometric work.
Yep.
And then arms will be sort of heavier upper body arms.
Yep.
I find that's really successful for females, like in terms of getting results quickly.
Yep.
And then I do a full body high intensity cardio session. So that
Yep.
will be like body weight exercises as well as cardio based, like treadmills, rollers, like all that as well.
And do you give them a sort of nutrition guidance for them as well? And what
Look,
are the-
we'll guide them. We're
Yeah.
not technically qualified to
Yep.
say, like, prescribe a certain diet.
Yeah.
But we're not big on calorie counting or anything like that.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're sort of more about like we'll get them to keep food diaries,
Yeah.
have a look at where the diet's at. If it's really like off the beaten trail, then we would refer them on to someone else.
Yeah.
But if they have got a pretty good diet, it's just got a couple of things that tweaks for them, we'll sort of guide
Yeah.
them on the right way.
And trying to limit the processed foods as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main
fresh.
thing. I think
Yeah.
the best diet is a whole food diet. So
Yeah.
anything just whole food,
Yes.
and you're set to go.
Yeah.
I think people get confused with the concept whole food though, because the market is so bombarded.
Yeah, like
What is a whole food?
I think moderation. I
Yeah.
think if any label that says organic,
Yes.
they'll eat a
Get
lot
rid-
of it.
Yeah, get rid of it.
And also, I think one of the big tips is supermarkets when
Yeah.
Oh my God,
they
so
put
confusing.
organic on it,
Awful.
and it's under like Woolies or Coles. It's
Yeah.
under their license, so
Yes.
they put the minimum
Yeah.
of organic label. So be careful of that as well.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, the whole like low fat thing that pisses me off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, I've got to have that. but
Sugar
yeah,
free,
it's just-
low fat.
Oh yeah.
It's just like loaded with sugar though.
Yeah.
Low fat things.
I think it's also listening to your body as well. Like one of the things with the food diary, like I suggest with clients, is even putting emotions, even if they do it for a week, they might laugh for a little bit, but putting emotions with the food. So like they
Yeah.
might eat chocolate or they might have a binge session because they felt really shit that day and they were like angry at themselves because they didn't achieve something at work, or trying to figure out what that trigger is for them.
Yeah.
I think that's really important because generally food is an emotional thing rather than an actual
Yeah.
hunger.
Or
Like
out of boredom.
yeah, boredom's a huge thing.
Yeah,
So-
because you get like clients where they come to you and they've trained for like months or years
Yeah.
and they change,
Yeah.
but deep inside it can be something that's happening at home or mentally
Yeah.
or things like that. So
I think social media even has a huge effect on that. Like they look at
yeah,
the person on Instagram and then they go and binge eat because they look at themselves. It's that yo-yo sort of effect.
Yeah, because you feel crap about yourself once you've seen a picture like that, and
Yeah.
then you just want to go eat something bad and make yourself feel better.
Yeah, it's having that emotional connection with food.
I just eat.
You just eat.
I just eat. When I'm hungry, I'm just eat. I'm not worried
But that's
about
like Grace
time.
and I. We just eat heaps of healthy food.
Yeah, that's
like it's you can eat as much as you want really if you eat a lot of healthy food. Like it shouldn't be about counting calories or anything like it. But we're definitely not about the calorie counting.
Yeah, I think it drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like almost playing a game. I just need to like load the game up and just play it without thinking.
Yeah.
So that's just like calorie counting. Just thinking too much.
So true.
I think for some people, in terms of just getting an idea of how much they're eating, like to start off with, that it's really like
Yeah,
a bit of a
that's
shock
great,
to
yeah.
them. Like it is a good tool,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's a forever thing. And Grace and I are all about imparting knowledge that's a forever thing. You're
Yeah.
not going to want to count calories for the rest of your life. Like
No.
that's not fun and that's not sustainable.
I think this is it. It's here somewhere.
That place?
Where is it?
Okay.
What's it called? Well, everyone's got GoPros now in their car to watch like other bad drivers.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I'm different. I do coffee runs.
Have you seen the Justin Bieber interview in the car?
Oh yeah, he's just like singing and all that.
So
Yeah, it's so funny. It sort of made me like Bieber again.
I think everyone is.
I think. Well, there was this other thing after it as well that, like a roast sort of thing, and he came out and was just like, so many people hate me so much. Like, I was like 16 and I was given like $200 million. Like, what do you think that I was gonna? How was I gonna respond? I had no idea what I was doing with the money. Like, just had like a reality check. Yeah.
So what else in place do you do? The group fitness, PT, anything else?
Mostly group fitness and one-on-one PT. Like I take a lot of small groups. Grace works
I've got like an older demographic clients. Henny takes a lot of the young girls.
Grace takes
which
a lot
I
of
think she's more suited to anyway, which is good. And then I've got like an older demographic. So
Grace does a lot of injury rehab work as well. So like it's funny, we have a common platform in what we want to achieve, but we have very different like avenues that we go down. So mine's definitely more the high intensity, like plyometric based one. I do lat strength as well, but Grace is got more of a mixed bag, don't you, Grace? We tag team over in the morning.
Still a lot of weight loss clients. But then you kind of have to work with injuries, I guess, as well with them. And be careful not to do too many plyometric exercises with them.
You don't want to do that.
Too much pressure on the knees.
I think the huge problem with plyometric stuff is all these online programs that are coming out. Jump squats, jump lunges, jump everything. And you take like a beginner and throw them doing jump lunges. Like the repercussions on your knees and joints, and I say that to so many of my clients. Like I'll say in group situations, don't be offended if I say, look, just come down and just pull it back for a second. Because long term, you've got to be in this shell for a really long time, and you thrashing it now for 30 minutes is not going to help you in the long run. So I just can't believe that people go home and do these programs without any instruction or guidance, and like the wear and tear that's on their joints. How many people have knee injuries and lower back injuries, and that plyometric would completely aggravate it. Like you have to be really careful about who you're giving plyometric work to. Like jump lunges can be one of the worst things for your knees, and I think every second trainer would give it to their client regardless of their injuries.
Without even
profiling.
That's it, that's correct.
Like I absolutely cringe when I see like some clients, like other people's clients doing jump lunges. My insides, I just watch and think, oh God, please stop, please. And I think that's sort of my background, like with my training at Satori, we were working with a lot of injury, and my mentor was really, really big on injury prevention and working on glute activation and really pulling it right back to the basics to get the results. I love glute activation. It's my favourite.
I think I call it, what do I call it? I go dumb bums and smart bums.
I like it.
You know, you can have aesthetic, but it can be dumb.
Exactly.
It's got to be a smart bum. Smart bum is work for you, means that the glute works for you.
It's charging, so it's like working in all the right ways.
That's it, so.
And you just even notice with people's performance after doing glute activation, they've got so much more body awareness that the glutes are charging in such, and I speak to clients a lot about it, the fact that most of them sit at desk jobs, so their glutes are going to sleep. They're pretty much useless. So if you're doing 100 squats and you're not working your glutes in the right way, it's not going to get you the results that you want. You need them to be charging in the right way so you get results.
So what are your favourite exercises for
So weighted hip bridges, I really, really love. I do these things called they're called dancers. They're so calisthenics based. They're so funny to watch, but I kid you not.
Dancers,
they get your glutes absolutely, they get them absolutely burning. And I also really like fire hydrants and donkey kicks.
Maybe you can do a video of the dancers.
The dancers,
and then,
that's
it. Put it on your Facebook.
I will.
And then
you guys can
my guys can have a look at it.
It's like a calisthenics. Someone from calisthenics actually taught it to me.
Okay.
and it's really good for all demographics. Like I found like my older clients as well as my young ones have a little giggle at the start, but then they're like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that this hurts so much.
You reckon it will suit me?
Yeah, definitely. Look,
Okay, Grace is laughing.
I think in a quiet gym it's probably better to do if you're sitting in like a really heavy lifting
Can't imagine
zone.
doing it like a bodybuilding gym.
No,
Yeah.
well, it might get the wrong impression.
Excuse me, boys.
Just going to dance down here. There's a lot of hip movement, needless to say. Might get
A lot of
the
hip swing.
might get the crowd a little riled up. But yeah, so at the start of like any leg session, I'll do glute activation with all of my clients. It's just worth spending the 5 or so minutes to do it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, top 5 tips for an awesome health fitness tip. So, give me the 5 top tips from you guys.
The balance is like the key. Like Grace and I are big on saying that it's a balance of healthy eating, exercising, and doing the things that you love, not restricting things, because life is far too short to eat a salad every day.
And that's it. And that's just bringing it back to simple.
Yeah.
Like basics. Hey, if you're keeping that, some people over confuse themselves with just everything.
Yeah. There's so many trends out there. Do I cut sugar? Do I don't eat fat? Do I only eat protein? Like, what do I do?
In the end, though, it just comes down to just having a balanced diet, and you don't have to restrict foods and take them out and all of that. I think it's just everything in moderation.
Yeah.
So that means you're going to cook some cakes for us then?
That's it. We'll bake away.
That's right.
Oh, Grace's tart. Grace's tart. You have to
but,
eat.
you know, like you don't have to not eat cakes. Just like make it healthier.
Yeah.
You know, make it out of almond meal, not flour, and
Moderation's tweaks.
yeah, take out refined sugar.
Henny, are you a good cook?
I'm quite a good cook, actually. Grace always makes me make this certain dish.
Yeah.
It's my signature dish, I
Is that
might
your
say.
chicken?
What's your signature dish?
It's this chicken and roasted vegetable dish with this like lemon zest dressing and pine nuts.
Oh,
And
yum.
it is so good. It's pretty impressive.
Oh, yours.
And then I would say the next other tip is do what you love with exercise. Never go to something and just dread every second that you're there. I would say like
go for a walk outside and do those kind of things, so it's almost like accidental exercise a bit as well, rather than just like smashing
like
yourself in the
incidental
gym.
stuff. Yeah,
like every single day, you know, mix it up, go for a hike, you know,
do the things you love. Like if you really love to go for walks, go for walks. And I like to say to clients when they're at the gym by themselves, if you're on the treadmill and you're thinking, God, I hate every second of this, get off the treadmill and move away from it. Go to something else.
I hate treadmills.
Yeah, well, don't do it. Like do something else. Find the things that you love, or mix it up so you get a balance between it. I think that's really important. Yeah.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You.